As I said, it might be the worst idea in the world, but it's a big one. Okay guys, there's some big changes coming to this channel, but before we tell you what that big change is, and it is a big one, so please do watch to the end of this video, we want to go back and just give you a little bit of history about us and Vegan Food UK, which is our lifelong passion.
Okay, so I'm going to start with how me and Liam met. We met in Thailand on Koh Phangan Beach at the full moon party. And we started dating.
This is 13 years ago, wasn't
it?
This
was 13 years ago, yeah, so a very long time ago. We started dating and then we went off our separate ways and did our own separate trips. And we went back to England and met up. We decided to move in together in Sheffield. So we did that whilst Liam was finishing his degree in journalism. And then we decided that we wanted to go on another trip abroad. So we did that basically, and it was a much bigger trip.
Yeah, this one lasted for 3 years. And we wanted to do it because we had like 2 weeks in Thailand together. And then, but apart from that, we hadn't done much traveling at all together. So we wanted to do 3 years traveling. Anyway, we went off traveling for 3 years. It was the best time ever. We learned a lot. We went to a lot of different countries. But one of the biggest and best things that happened from that trip was we came back as a couple, obviously, but we also came back as vegan. So about 7 years ago, we started our vegan journey. Where we were living at the time when we came back to England was my sort of hometown, and just like most of the UK, it wasn't good for veganism at all. There was very limited products in the supermarkets, nothing to shout about at all. And there was nothing, not one single place that we could eat out anywhere. So we started Vegan Food UK. Vegan Food UK started off as a small sort of group, community on Facebook, where we were connecting with other vegans around the UK because seemingly there was none around us. We felt quite alone, which is sort of the incentive to do it. So we started Vegan Food UK, and it was a place where everyone at the time was sharing recipes with each other, was also sharing any news that was going on in the world and in the UK about veganism, which once again, there wasn't much. It wasn't mainstream back then at all. So Vegan Food UK was a community, and it fast became the largest vegan community in the UK, which it still is to this day. There's like, I think there's almost 120,000 members in that, just the Facebook group, and it's still just as active, if not more active, as it was back then as it is today, because there's always stuff to talk about, especially with vegan food. There's so much developments and so many things happening all the time that it was just the right place at the right time, and everyone seemed to need it and want it. So that's how Vegan Food UK started. And for us at the time as well, we were in my hometown, and there was still nothing happening. And whilst veganism started to get a bit more popularity, we visited Brighton, which is where we are sitting right now. And after one weekend in Brighton, we went to our first vegan cafe in the UK. And in fact, we went to 6, didn't we?
Yeah. We went to a few that day.
6 vegan cafes.
We ate so much food.
We did, because we were spoiling ourselves, because we'd not really experienced that in the UK before. So we did that. We went back home and thought, what the hell are we doing living here? And within not too long amount of time at all, we moved to Brighton, and the rest, with regards to that, is history. But with regards to Vegan Food UK, what we did, the group was just going so strong. We had to hire, and we're so pleased we did, and most of them are still today, we had to hire 20 plus admins to help run that. And they're still volunteering to this day, so thank you if you're watching this now, because we really appreciate it. Can't do it without you. And so then we also, from that point onwards, we realised there's starting to be a few more products in the supermarket, vegan products. There's started to be options on menus, although not a great amount. And then there was this issue of sort of new vegans sort of coming along and wanting to, and we were, all of a sudden we had to like sort of organise it all, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because it was all a bit chaotic for new vegans joining our community and people who might have just done veganuary and they wanted more information or whatever. So then we decided to help them with eating out and finding food at the supermarkets. At the time, and for many, many years, and it's only been a recent thing, there was absolutely bugger all vegan labelling, wasn't there, on anything?
Yeah, it was really, really difficult.
And you have to be like, you have to check labels and products and all the rest of it. So then we started up the Vegan Food UK Facebook page and the Vegan Food UK Instagram page, both of which now are extremely popular. Our Instagram page is one of the most popular vegan food pages in the UK on Instagram. So if you haven't been to it, go check it out. It's awesome, and it really just does what it says on the tin. It shows off all of the best vegan foods in the UK. That started off with just being almost entirely chain restaurants and products at the supermarket, didn't it?
Yeah, mainly pizzas.
That's what you can remember. But yeah, the pizza. But you remember the burger before Beyond Burger came along. Burgers are a big thing as well.
Yeah, but I'm thinking the restaurants. It was really just the pizza.
It was Zizzi's, Ass, and all the rest of it. Zizzi's being one of the first ones that did, and Pizza Express being one of the first ones to do really good menus. But anyway, that's what Vegan Food UK was doing. So new vegans were being able to use our channels to find vegan food, find out more about vegan food, and find reviews of vegan food. So on this YouTube channel, you'll know by now that we do a lot of product reviews. Because of our huge following that we've got, we get a lot of brands coming to us with advanced taste tests on things. We were doing that on our channels as well, and trying to give as much information and our honest reviews on things as possible, because part of our responsibility as well was and part of the thing that was really meant a lot to us was to get non-vegans to go vegan. And there was a study in Norway some years ago that said that for people like meat eaters, what they actually care about, a lot of them, is taste. The taste has got to be there. Whereas you can tell them about animal suffering and the planet's going to crap, basically, they won't care as much unless the taste is there. So we really cared about vegan foods being as good as non-vegan foods, and that's been the core of our journey, hasn't it? I would say, and our mission.
Yeah.
So all of those channels going well. We've started up a website. Our website is the #1 vegan food finding tool on Google. So it's the highest ranked Vegan Food UK search on Google, and we get a lot of traffic coming through for people wanting to find about new vegan foods and stuff. So that's really good. And then the most recent thing that we did was YouTube, which is what you're probably watching this on now.
Yeah, so with the YouTube, we just basically used it as an extension of our other platforms. So we've been doing things like reviews and like product reviews, supermarket products, and also eating out reviews.
And recipes.
And recipes as well. But we've sort of realised that YouTube is kind of a little bit of a different platform in comparison to all the other ones that we've got.
And it's really been our fault, because we didn't start off YouTube as YouTubers. We were doing it as just another place to put our videos and what have you, and because we put our videos on our other channels as well. So not really knowing too much about it, but we've learned a lot about YouTube over the years, like over the last couple of years, especially the last few months. We've learned so much about YouTube, and we've learned that by following certain people, not just vegans, anybody really, people that we love now. You know, we really are. We're subscribing to some great channels, and what we learned about that, and pretty much all the people that we follow and subscribe to, put their lives on camera. You know, they show their personalities. And one of our aims for Vegan Food UK from the very, very start was not to make it about us, but to make it about the food. And we did that. We've done that for like 90% of the time. It's just been purely about the food. Once we learn that it helps what you're doing if you're in it as well. I mean, the first videos you started off doing on YouTube were hand recipes, you know, like sort of Bosch style recipes. And they were really good and everything. But, you know, once again, what we realised, as soon as Janine's face was in it and Janine was doing it, we got more views. I mean, we don't just make things for the views, but we definitely want to make things that people want to watch. So what we did on the back of that knowledge, and this was last year. So last year, pandemic, we went away to Southeast Asia on a sponsored vegan food trip right before the pandemic really kicked off. We did 5 weeks in Asia, had the best time. All of those videos are on YouTube, so if you want to go back and have a look at them, we'll put the links down in the description, in the caption below. But we did all that. We came back, and our mission then was, what we really wanted to do was to help as much as we possibly could the vegan businesses in the UK. We're constantly getting contacted daily by small vegan businesses who need help, and we're always trying to find ways of which we can help them the best. If we just did everything that they wanted us to do, then we probably wouldn't have channels as big as what we've got, because you've got to have some structure to it, and we wanted to do things the most efficient way possible. So that's when we started up the Vegan Indie Project. And explain what the Vegan Indie Project was.
The Vegan Indie Project was our way of helping out these businesses. So what we did was we visited the businesses and filmed the whole experience of eating out in that particular restaurant. And we aimed it at small vegan businesses, so we didn't do any chains.
Not there's anything wrong with chains though. We
love the chains.
The chains created change in this country as well. Sorry.
Yeah, good point. But we wanted to help out the smaller businesses that would be struggling a lot more than the chains, really.
Especially during lockdown as well.
Lockdown, yeah. So that's what we did, and we went around, and it was amazing. We had such a good time, didn't we?
Yeah, it was only like, we only got a small window between one lockdown and the next, or one lockdown and the tier system, which is the thing that messed it up. But we had a few months window, and during that time I think we saw like 30 restaurants, over 30 restaurants, and that was literally like travelling all over the UK and staying over for a bit, and then, you know, whilst we're there and paying for hotels and all the rest of it, try and see as many different ones as we possibly could. And but the results were incredible. It was successful, not just because we really enjoyed it, and the views equated to hundreds of thousands of views in the end. I wouldn't be surprised if collectively it was like going up towards 1 million views in total. It was amazing, not just on YouTube, but on all of our platforms. And the result was that the businesses had more customers and more followers from it. And so if we could do something that would get vegan businesses who have animals and the planet at heart and health at heart and all the rest of it, then if something that we could do that, facilitate that, then we thought this is a really good thing. And we do think that some of the success of that was because we were in the video ourselves. We had to really grit our teeth and go, right, let's just do this. let's just put ourselves on the screen and just do it and present it. And we got really good feedback. So our aim was to continue doing that until the tier system kicked in the UK, and that was the last of it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then there was a lockdown and all the rest of it. We felt very irresponsible continuing doing that outside of our own town and city. So that brings us up to the modern times. We've recent times. We've had a lot of time to reflect and think about what we've been doing, and we've got a big change. But before we say about our big change, we want to just say that everything that you've seen on this channel, there's at the time of talking now, we've got over 8,000 subscribers. The 8,000 subscribers who've signed up, we just want you to know that we're going to continue doing what we've always done as well. So there's going to be recipes, product reviews, and all the rest of it. What else do we do? You can come shopping with us. And
all things vegan food related. Really.
All things vegan food related. So you're going to get all of that content still. But what is the big change? Okay, without further ado, we've really, I don't know what we're thinking. It could be a really bad idea, but maybe this little video will show you what we're up to next. This potentially could be our new home. We're buying a new van, hopefully, and going to see what all of this van life business is all about. And that could be our chariot.
So if you hadn't gathered from that video, we've bought a van which we're hoping to convert into a camper van.
Yeah, the camper van, all going well. I mean, we're in lockdown and all the rest of it. But out of lockdown, we're hoping to continue our vegan indie project, but we're going to take it a lot more seriously this time. Like, rather than going, hopefully, this is all potential stuff. As I said, it might be the worst idea in the world, but it's a big one for us. It's a huge change for us, But we intend to spend sort of the rest of this year, all going well, all going to plan. Firstly, converting it, and secondly, touring the UK, all over the UK, and visiting some of our favourite vegan food businesses and beautiful locations, and bringing you along with us for the journey.
We may be buying this van, depending, we haven't looked inside it yet, but depending on whether it's good or not. This may be the start of our next adventure. So the other big change that's happening is that we're going to change the name of the channel from Vegan Food UK to Mr. and Mrs. Day, aka us two.
Yeah, I'm Liam Day, that's Janine Day, and we're Mr. and Mrs. Day. We came up with the name because we just keep it simple. It's about us, and yeah, the whole point of that is it's still Vegan Food UK, but it opens it up a little bit more. So hopefully it'll be a little bit more sort of interesting, that it's not completely focused on food, but what you'll find is that most of our content is a reflection on two of our favourite things in the world, and that is travelling and vegan food. So it'll be so good, and we're so excited about it, and we've had a lot of time to think about it, so hopefully we're making the right decision with the camper van and this. It's one of the biggest moves that we've made in our life, and we're super excited. So thank you for joining us on this journey, and if you're watching this for the first time and you want to see how much trouble we're going to get into, then hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up to like the video as well, which really helps.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Yeah. We've got something.
We just realised we forgot something.
Little bit important in the history of how we met and all the rest of it. You told them where we bloody met. You didn't say that we got married, and I didn't say that we got married, but we got married somewhere in all of that. Probably around the start of the Vegan Food UK thing. We got married on a beach in Devon in England, and it was the best day of our lives. It was better than travelling. It was better than anything else. But that's part of where it all started.